new money from nothing. So here's what I mean by this. I'm going to set this down for just a second. Normally I do this with a volunteer, but because this is a video, I don't really have anybody to interact with. So we're going to say I got Matt over here. Not really. He's kind of an imaginary Matt. So I got Matt over here. He comes. I'm the bank. I got Matt, and I'm the bank. Matt comes in. He's got $50. He says, "Here, Mr. Warren, I'd like to deposit $100 into my bank account. I like to put $100 into my checking account." It's like, all right. I take Matt's cash, and then being the upstanding bank that I am, I write Matt a receipt. Matt, $100, checking account. So I write Matt, nice little receipt. I say, "Here you go, Matt. Here's your receipt." And now he goes along his way, and then I'm sitting here with the cash. And so when Rachel comes in over here, says, "Hey, Mr. Warren, I would like a loan for $50 to help pay for this new bike I saw." I'm like, all right, awesome. So I take part of Matt's money. I take $50 out of his $100 that he deposited, and then I loan it to Rachel. And so once again, I'll write Rachel a receipt. Rachel, $50. And then she'll pay me back, let's say, 5% interest. So, give Rachel her little receipt there. Rachel, $50, 5% interest. And then here's the cash. Here you go, Rachel. Here's your $50 and your cash. So, now, the question is, how much money does Matt have? How much money does Matt have? He still has $100. He has $100 in the bank. I didn't steal his money. His money is still there. How much money does Rachel have now? She has $50. I loaned her that $50. Well, how much money did I start with? Just Matt's $100. That's it. So how does Matt now have $100 and Rachel has $50? Exactly. Well, hopefully it's starting to make sense. So that's how I essentially create money from nothing. I create money out of thin air. And so, so the amount of cash that we physically have is much, much smaller than the actual amount of money that is in circulation. Especially now because of computers and wire transfers and electronics and things like that. We have less cash than we have less physical cash than there actually is in circulation. So, the whole point behind this is, it's not a next step, it's kind of part of step 3. But this helps the economy by having more money for people / businesses to use. So if we start on the gold standard where every single dollar has to be backed by gold and silver, there's only so much gold and silver. There's only so much. And so it limited the amount we were able to loan out to people, that they were able to borrow to either start their business or to buy their house or buy their cars. So if that happened, there would reach a limit. So we'd run out. If we ran out, once again, going back to the laws of supply and demand, then interest rates would be through the roof. If I want a loan, it might get up to, we'll loan you $1,000, but you got to pay me back 50% interest. Why? Because everybody wants a loan. If you want one, well, you got to pay for it. And so this helps keep interest rates down, so I'm not paying through the roof for interest on my loan, and also essentially creates more money for people to use. Moving on to number 4, and don't worry, there's only 5 of these total. And so at the end of the day, the only thing holding our economic system together is the trust in the government and that people will be paid back. Once again, it all comes down to faith and trust in the system. If we all agree, we all trust that this is worth $50, then the system keeps going. And so this whole thing hinges on people's ability to trust the government. I know it's kind of ironic, but their ability to create money, their ability to generate wealth. And so for whatever reason, if that trust was lost, then literally the entire economic system would collapse. It would cease to work. It would not work. Why? Because nowadays we don't have anything really physical to back this money up. We all just do it on a trust by trust basis, if that makes sense. We are trusting that, hey, when I give you the $50, you will accept the $50 because you trust that the government makes it worth something, that I can use it for something. And so the last bullet point here, money dumped into the economy must be controlled and done slowly to prevent hyperinflation. So what do I mean by this? Remember I said if I start creating more and more money, it helps keep interest rates down, meaning going back to supply and demand. If there's more money to loan out, if there's more of a product, the price is going to be lower for that product or service. So instead of, demand for TVs or something being higher, the demand for money. If there's plenty of supply, of money, the price is going to be low. However, on the flip side, if you print off too much money, if you start, this is exactly why you can't just solve the problem by making more money. We print off more and more money, it starts losing its value. Perfect example. If suddenly the government said, hey, every U.S. citizen automatically, I'm going to give you a check I'm going to give you $1 million in cash. I'll give every single person $1 million in cash. This would not help. Why? Because the second Walmart finds out that every one of their customers has $1 million, what's going to happen to the prices? Once again, going back to supply and demand. If all these people want to go buy TVs and whatnot, the prices are instantly going to skyrocket. Hyperinflation. Why? Because there are only so many TVs to go around. So how do they decide who gets what? Basic supply and demand. Who wants to buy it for $100? Okay, now who wants it for $500? And so it's going to cause hyperinflation if we put too much into it. So hopefully, actually I'll step aside for just a second. Hopefully I was able to slow this down and this makes sense to you guys, at least on a basic level. If you guys have any questions, once again, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll be happy to explain as much detail as I possibly can muster over email. So, exit slip. Real simple. You're going to take everything we just talked about here with the fiat system, and I want you to explain what the fiat system is in your own words. So break this down. I know there's a lot of detail, somewhat complicated, but take this and put it in your own terms. If you were just talking to somebody saying, hey, what's the fiat system? Oh, it's kind of like this. Oh, it works like this. So 4 sentences. Make sure you get it turned in. I'll see you guys for the next lesson.